they're still using a sync comp that, you know, had some sort of success against a wounded version 1, but the only time that they really played this map on stage 2. Then you have Hayes talking about, hey, we're at boot camp, I'm feeling burnt out or whatever. Not necessarily burnt out, but like they've been in a lab. And then now I see that the composition on Icebox stays the same. I want to know what they've been working on in terms of synergy then at this point.
Right, how much have they solidified it? Because they're getting a different look from 100 Thieves. We get the KJ in here, or the Killjoy, rather. The Raze. Oh, man, will it be a strong, aggressive attack side for NRG here? We do know they like to get Som up in the front. Will he be that player, or will they allow Tex to play off of the drone one round after the other? The first push is from Ethan here. See if he can get that wall up nice and quick.
Yeah, and it's a smoke towards the heaven side for the attackers of Som, so there's no swing out, and the wall is actually going to block out a lot of the shock darts too. Spike now gets planted, and Ethan, the designated bomb planter, or the spike carrier, is also going to heal himself off out of that as well. Derek's already pushed forward, though, as 4 players make that even 5 now of 100 Thieves are coming back for the retake. A triple swing on the left side, but Tex finally is the first blood of this game. Nades are also coming in towards 410, towards the orb side. Tex gets a second one here on the board as they're playing it so passively, but because of all of that, because that it's so passive, it's one of those battles, Riv, where hey, you got to try to fight against a smoke. Right? It's like that long sea battle on Haven.
Just a retake wall. Yeah, exactly. Great call back there. Bang with the retake wall. The rest of the team comes in. And 100 Thieves both teams played contact in the beginning. The drone came out. NRG played contact all the way up. And you saw Ethan able to place the wall. 100 Thieves had that 5-man retake as well. And it just came up to the utility in the post plant. And that post-plant wall was for 100 Thieves. Let's see how they do it. The KJ util was mid. We got to note that for last round. They had the turret over on Boiler and a few util over by that tunnel area. Now it's going to move around, and we'll see how they shift it as NRG looks to grab their first round here. 100 Thieves keep it going.
At least we have a very warmed-up Tex to start things off with 2 kills into the server, and we're trying to rely on him to get an opening into this round here as he gets tagged out by Derek's Owl drone, forcing a rotation, as you could see from Will, all the way towards the A site.
Bit of a peek for Bang, so they can kind of understand that this play is still happening towards A here. The flank is being watched by 2 for NRG as they take it slow. Again, to just get Ethan as far up as they can. 2-man team coming up on this one. The wall was to screens, but Asana's ready.
They didn't check on the top of the A tower, so Asuna gets 2 easy ones with the Spectre, and things are looking grim for the last player. Hazed on a 5 versus 1. Still, it was a committed 5-player push for NRG that they're trying to get into the A site. That once again gets denied by Asuna, and I like it. They're using Asuna to hunt down these frags just to build up the ult orbs as well to get the res out a little bit faster.
He really is. Oh my god. Becoming a mountain. A few frags there. The push forward from Will, feeling comfortable, and they're going hunting, like you said. So we'll see what they get now into the bonus round. They keep these Spectres. They're feeling good off of Flawless. Why change anything? Just pack the util in tight and get into this round. Same Killjoy utility coming out of Stellar. And NRG is going to go for a bit of a Marshall buy here, but more so saving down.
Prime Gaming Flawless on the previous round, and yeah, it seems as though they did go for some heavier investments on that previous round, forcing now a lower buy into the third, but a hero rifle here for Tex, who's clearing out towards the turret. And that's one of those things as well where the change into Stellar going out as a Killjoy is a big one instead of having a chamber, just because you can't have any set shock darts to break down that kitchen side. So that's extra utility as well that's going to stay prominent into the map unless you force bodies to break the turret there. So as they break it for NRG, they fall back and they're looking to hit towards the A side very slowly, but look at this push flank here from the B side. Spot it and now force the fall back for 100 Thieves. Tex, though, does get the opener onto Derek up towards Boiler.
Can Tex heat up? One of the questions coming from the desk. And we have definitely seen it be a huge strength point for NRG going from map to map in their series. They pull back here. They're actually seeing how much 100 Thieves will actually push. Full rotation around, reset of the turret towards mid so Stellar can get an idea that they're safe to just watch forward positions, not have to worry about the flank. It's like a little bit of coast-to-coast play here for NRG.
Bang does hear footsteps, does have support from Will as well. Drops on with the Spectre as they hear the plant for 100 Thieves, the drop and the kill. And then we're pushing forward with Will with the classic somehow. And Som is going to be on his lonesome. 10 seconds left and has to clutch. And as he picks up a weapon in, the spike just a little bit too late. No bullets in the chamber. And Stellar gets the kill as 100 Thieves converts the bonus round.
Will just saucing it up for a second there, spinning around like a ballerina to get those frags. Nicely done. The pressure plays from 100 Thieves here. They do not want that money going over. You can see it. Fire in his eyes. Flies around. Here's something from the other side. Vandal dropped. Instantly out of smoke there. Great cleanup by 100 Thieves. And NRG is trying to mix up 100 Thieves too for an eco. That they got really far into that. 100 Thieves was saying no way. Let's see if NRG pushes a bit more pressure here as Sam takes a forward position to try to get that first frag.
This is where the action starts. I was calling converting a bonus, but they were pretty much already guaranteed in terms of at least economy to have the better advantage to win that round. So this is the first real gun round of this first half, and you saw that it was already really aggressive from Som at the beginning. And look at the second player. Tex is already at orange and has the ultimate of that chamber and pops Asuna down.
Just kind of a repeat of what happened at the end of last round. They take this mid pressure again. It seems like they felt comfortable the first time, but all the action toward A on this. So playing off the ball, off of what Tex is doing. They are pushed off for a second. Looks like they'll call another audible here. They're really just trying to mix up 100 Thieves and get a Viper's Pit out of it as well.
The Viper's Pit, there's no commitment for energy. Backpedaling towards the mid-side control for energy as they're looking to split into this B site. Alarm bot's already in the kitchen. Recon dart that gets broken up. And that with that
30
smoke,
seconds left.
Will's waiting around the corner. He's playing with it inside that smoke and has a showstopper to work with as well. Repeat into the site. First contact now is Stellar on the top of bridge side. Another moment where the spike gets dropped, so it's going to get chaotic for energy to try to find their opponents. Here's that showstopper, lands at the feet. Spike is down for one more time as energy closes in for some trades, though. It's a 3 versus 1 as Bang is still inside the kitchen. And the spike at least gets planted for energy. Wall coming up. Ripping back up towards the hallway, but some great positioning for energy. Doubling up towards yellow. One towards the back site. It's pretty much going to be a contact swing. Bang has to be very cautious right now. Still has a bit of time to work with. Needs to kill very soon. There's that first. Forces out the swing from EU. But EU is going to win that fight, and energy gets the first on the board.
That was a big round, too. Stellar getting kills on the way in. We see 100 Thieves actually playing twice there. Elevation. Because Omen's smoking a certain spot, right? It's not a Viper wall to go across, but Energy was still able to stop that kind of defense. 100 Thieves was putting it up, overwhelm the site. Tex with the early frag really helped to distribute 100 Thieves across the map so Energy could make that work. And you're right, their first round. Now they go for the Vandals. They're full armored up. We're going to be going into round 5 here in a bit of a default as they slow things down. I don't think 100 Thieves will, though.
Yeah, they're trying to answer back to Tex with the aggressive position early in the rounds on mid. And look at that. Will's already on the corner, but the knee gets spotted. Almost a battle won by Will, but it's going to be Tex that takes the upper hand.
You see feet all day before you were getting shot at there. Good push by Tex, knowing the angles on that. Asuna still wants to get a forward fight. There's pressure coming in from Bang, too. So if something does happen here, Bang, even one of them has a better chance to come around and help the other. Asuna's going to do it himself and get the res.
Exactly for that reason that Asuna starts pushing up. High risk, high reward with support from Stellar no matter what. But that opens up the A site. So energy is moving in. The plant on a diffuse spot, or the default spot behind that wall, allowing pulse plant utility for EU and Haze.
Energy's done such a good job of working off where the defense of 100 Thieves is.
Now those pulse plants are slowly dwindling down for energy as the flanks are coming in and they're being overwhelmed by 100 Thieves all across the A site. Nothing's going to work out here for the pulse plant hold for energy as 100 Thieves fight back into the round.
And that's just it, fans. These post plants, energy has been getting to the sites. They've been getting that spike down. We did see them drop 100 Thieves on the other one to get their first round, but here 100 Thieves recoup that mistake that they made, and they just swarm energy. And that was the Vandals all around, or I should say just guns all around. So energy will call a timeout here. We're getting into the site. how can we better position? How can we better hold? Right, I think is a little bit of the discussion here, and as well to just calm down. They're doing not too poorly within the rounds. It just seems like 100 Thieves has their number at the end.
Yeah. The mid to B so far for energy has been good for the amount of bodies that they have for trades. That's one plus that we could take out of it so far for energy. That last round too, they had good protocols for the pulse plant, as we mentioned before, for the pulse plant utility. But losing Tech so early into the round after that first blood that he's gotten has also eliminated that trademark that's left from behind that watches these flanks. So when 100 Thieves are scaling back the way that they are and overwhelming the sites, the comms could get kind of crazy where you omit that battle in the flank side where Bang got the upper hand on Hayes. So a little bit of ironing out to do, but there's still a lot of rounds left to work with for energy to learn about these mistakes and bring it back in their favor.
See how we go into the next round. That was just a first loss after their win. Seems like they still have a little bit of money here. EU's going to wait. Maybe an ultimate grab for him as they still go for this light armor on a round in. So if they win it, it's 3,000 on the credits they have. If they lose it, it's 2,400. So you can add the money there. They're still within the realm.
We're trying to change the pace a little bit, trying to figure out how 100 Thieves are playing the default setup on this B site, at least for the first attempt. It was that toxic screen that came out from the attacker side. They spotted Will. They forced also Bang to fall back into the B site. We're looking for a little bit of order control potentially here. We're one away of getting an ult out for EU. 3 Vandals to work with, by the way, with 2 players playing with their utility potentially for the pulse plan with EU and Hayes.
This is one of the first times we've seen NRG make this move. Just organize themselves on the left side of the map here. As you said, Tech's on that hold. As per usual, the chamber flank, so we can TP back over. And it is slow by 100 Thieves as well. More of an absorb play. They're waiting for contact. The waiting game now.
Yeah.
The wall comes back up, and I think we're waiting for one more dart maybe to move forward. No, it's just a wall.
This is good timing, too, because this nanoswarm also dwindles down that smoke timer that was just thrown by Som. The wall is forced to fall down as well. And look, another snake bite with paint shells. This is going to be a last-second hit once again, once they hear the poison orb up for energy. Fuel's going to come back for them to move forward, but, oh man, Tex, they were counting on that as well. Another first blood coming in for Tex, who's picked up all the first blood so far for energy, and that allows now the spike to get planted at that B spot. Bang, though, trades back a few, and those pistols are coming in for support as well. And that's going to be Tex opening and closing the frag department for this round as energy gets to.
I was about to call that the pressure cooker for 100 Thieves, but energy find the shots. Tex's slow lurk was really able to pull Stellar back, allow the site to become more of energies in those firefights instead of the Stellar firing back into it. Asena's flank was just a few seconds off. Energy executing at the perfect time there to find themselves a second round. Nicely done. And getting stalled out, too. It becomes much harder when it's just kind of face-to-face at that point, Vans. Everybody's just waiting to throw a punch. Energy found the haymaker. We're into round 7 now. Ultimates are going to be coming up soon here. We see Stellars. We also see a Rez and Sambo. Hunter's Fury.
Now we're circling around the rink as well. Self-boost for 2 players to take boiler control. As we are in an eco here for 100 Thieves, but it works out with the first blood in their favor. And all of these shots coming in for 100 Thieves overall. Ethan, just like that, is found on his lonesome. Also got pinged out. So 100 Thieves are closing in to steal a round away from energy. Like the real thieves that they are. Derek, the first contact. Vandal picked up by Will just around the corner. Ethan has to come up huge right here, but they could play the patient game for 100 Thieves. This spike is already down. They're forcing the hand out of Ethan. He works out for that frag onto Will, but Stellar is there with that Sheriff. At least to trade it back, and that's a thrifty for 100 Thieves.
A thrifty to stop energy when they finally pull a second round back in their favor. What shots coming in from 100 Thieves there. Great defense, great comms to be in position. And, wow, Asuna just started off, sort them out. Bang having huge frags here. And props to Ethan. He was reading that play so well, but 100 Thieves, like you said, just doing a bit of pickpocket work to make sure they get a thrifty. See some of those low buys still, Vans.
Yeah, we're still trying to just work the economy the way that we can with energy. I mean, at the same time, you're keeping it pretty even across the board. Hayes not buying anything here, but is still going to be in a great position for the following round to have a full gun round with energy should they lose this one here, especially if they get a spike plan out of this round. It's going to be a huge way to start, hopefully, the comeback for energy in the next, but let's not count it out. He still has Texas alive. He has a Vandal to work with. He's been good with these openers.
Again, you see a lot of 100thieves playing the elevation. Wall's already up, so it makes sense this time. But those Omen smokes coming in a lot easier to just peek over if you're up on top. Push forward here from Derek. 100thieves making sure they get a little bit of space, and the only thing they have is the retake wall on A, so their focus is towards B here. Can energy do it again? Push through this wall.
Point of the game for 100thieves was that delay. The wall was to try to get information to start if it was broken early. Now, because you have a Viper's Pit going into the B side, you have a Killjoy ult pushing everybody right back towards the A side potentially. And if energy decide to go towards the A site, well, you got a Viper's Pit for Bang on the A side as well, and that's exactly what's going into energy's mind. Moving in towards that A site, the Viper's Pit coming out off the recon dart from EU, and we're going to try to fight this bloodbath right in here, but we have a late lurk from Hayes all the way from that B site. Spike is now going down as it comes back in favor of energy on a post-plant situation. A retake for 100thieves across the rope. Ethan is trying to play on the top of the Viper's Pit. Somehow a sabotage kill onto Sama as well, but there you go. Ethan gets spotted. He gets traded out as we're fighting back here for 100thieves. A showstopper out for Will as well, as two more players remain on the back sites, and that's off the Hunter's Fury, off post-plant utility as well for energy, and it's down at halfway. It's sticking in for Asuna, and they get it now for 100thieves.
Oh my God. Hell was raining down inside A site for a long time there. We couldn't see where most of the kills were coming from because of the Viper's Pit. That top position on Rafter was so good, but instantly thwarted by Will as soon as we saw Tex get a, I think it was Tex get a kill. 100thieves again on the retake. Energy making it to the sites. 100thieves absolutely swarming them down with this utility. The showstopper helped to really push energy out of the site there, and the pressure they were able to bring in.
You want to play?
Amazing stuff, fans. 100thieves able to bring it to 6-2 now.
Even the scoreline shows such a good chess match for energy that's being demonstrated so far. I mean, look at these first blood opportunities that they're getting. They have a good game plan going into these rounds. The trades are still so good. Right now, look at it. An owl drone going into the kitchen and allowing Bang to get the kill from Orange. The chemistry as well for 100thieves to answer back is huge. Speaking of which, the
big
resurrection comes back onto Som, and they're trying to work back towards this B site here for energy.
Bang playing a little bit of a one-way, looking for ankles here. He could still get the close peek, so he's got to be really careful. Drops the poison orb. Rotations are coming in. It's now up to the side of Stellar with the utility as the rotation here. Bang is on B for this round. Oh, again, that elevation.
Paranoia, a wall to try to get a plant for a snowman, and it gets immediately broken down by Bang, who lines up EU. But plant comes down, the double swing, it's a 2 versus 2. Som's low on HP, gets that heal from Ethan. Bang's trying to waste the clock here so that Stellar could come in from the top ropes. As it goes in for the body drop, doesn't see anybody yet. The battle then inching in. The trade coming back on 1v1. The information from both of the players. Pressure is on now to play Ring Around the Rosie. But the advantage still for energy because they have the time in their favor. Stellar has a turret and alarm bot to work with as well. But Ethan is holding towards danger, and he's going to get that duel, and energy are back on the board.
Super smart to tuck himself into that corner. So it's a little edge to the right there. And he would have had the angle on the left as well. Very smartly played. Stellar has just seemed to have those moments in his favor, but Ethan said, no way. I know how you guys play. It's all right. We're going to shut this down. 3-6 now as energy starts to squeak these rounds back. And fans, they are squeaking these rounds back. They seem like such a battle every time. And when 100thieves is retaking, they kind of swipe it out. So energy getting their groove, coming online. We've seen teams do that all weekend and still have us in the first half for sure. Let's see if that's what energy's doing, and they're going to start that fire.
You just saw in that replay, unlucky for Stellar, that the tip of that Vandal was sticking out.
Yeah.
And that allowed Ethan to just get ready and propped up for the easy kill to win that 1 versus 1. But the economy's still really good. 400thieves at least for a bye into this round. Another wall to get some information here for Asuna. as he places on the top of the screen side. That spike is already down. Some Sage on Sage as they both fall.
Coming back.
And looking for energy to retrieve that spike. Will be done. A battle on that flank. Won once again by 100 Thieves.
They walled B, noise at A. I think Bang kind of has a read, a slight conditioning on what's been happening, felt comfortable to push this round. And the trademark was moved from Tex. We saw that placed a few times over where it would have maybe detected Bang coming out. So just by chance and a good push. Everything coming together there for a few kills. It's still around NRG can grab here. They slow it down and they seem to get a little bit more at 100 Thieves every time. Can they do it here?
You're not giving any opportunities for any late lurks for Haze. Well, maybe now, as Stellar has got picked off by Tex and saw him going to work as well. Just dancing around the A site. As now Bang on a rotation, that allows that lurk because Stellar has fallen down. I was talking about that alarm bot in that turret. And NRG on that A site battle got everything done.
This is good. Confidence rounds. String them together. They looked much more confident in that as well. Behind each other, much in position. Like we were saying, 100 Thieves have just kind of been able to discombobulate the post plants. Pretty solid there. Will taking damage here. I'm not just do the Indiana Jones music. Oh my gosh, what is that? 6-4 here. NRG looking to make it 6-6 as they've squeezed 100 Thieves down on the economy now. And NRG's buys. They banked a bit. They banked the rounds.
Change of pace just for a bit. Recon Dart onto the crane on the B side for NRG. Just to get fort positions on that orb. And one over by the attacker side. Meanwhile, though, for 100 Thieves, another round where it's a mixed buy. A couple of Sheriffs, Guardian, Spectre, an aggression towards mid side that gets denied for a bit. We're seeing right now the red dots still inching towards this B side with Tex on a super late lurk on the A side as well. Tex opening this up could actually pull for the rotation. You want to keep A's alive as well so they can pull up the poison orb so NRG could recross into the A site if you have control of that site for NRG.
They're still, I wouldn't say worried, but definitely giving respect to 100 Thieves here. Energy want these last few rounds so much. And like you said, could play the call to Tex once he gives the all clear. He might find a little bit of resistance in just a few seconds. But that spike is pretty heavily committed now, Vansili.
Yeah, it all depends what's going on here. A kill from Tex could force a rotate right away, or a spike allows him to flank. But it's still Stellar that gets the first blood somehow. And now here's that cue for NRG, planting a spike for Snowman. Viper's pick going out here through the wall, but the Owl drone is actually going to spot the opponent. EU gets that kill, drops the pit. Things are looking good here for NRG to convert this round on the pulse plant. Derek trying to go for the rotate with his teammates to try to get some information, but you can definitely see it. Very difficult for 100 Thieves to retake it with the weapons that they have. They'll try to go for these exits, try to make it expensive against NRG, because these battles have been bloody. Pulse range there. EU wins it against Derek, taking down his doppelganger for this map. Asuna has a res to work with as a gun gets picked up by Stellar as well, but with that, last two kills getting dropped, NRG will make it 6-5, one round away of tying up the game.
Really nicely played there. Well, we saw NRG starting slow towards B, the option to use Tex on A. They scaled through the site as soon as they knew they had it, right? Snowman, Danger, halfway to Snowman. They had the cutoff player just all across the site, making it almost impossible for 100 Thieves. So NRG definitely having a plan and executing it fully there to get themselves scaled full all the way into B. And now they get the Viper's Pit out there too. So that means the last round doesn't have a Viper's Pit. That was great to kind of stress that out of 100 Thieves there, whether they wanted to use it or not. Last round without that against NRG, they're feeling a little bit better, right?
Definitely feeling better. I think you're seeing a lot of that defaulting that really works out for NRG now. A little bit less of pressure towards the mid side, but working those extremities very, very well. And also these trades continue to be very, very good for NRG. So working out those kinks, as we mentioned before, trying to figure out how they can get the fastest trades against their opponents, definitely is showing like a very good close match on this first half.
NRG's util too. The patience they have, right? They're doing double takes, if you will, especially on B. We've seen it a few times on A. And they'll drone in, do a few, then use a dart again, make sure they're taking that space super safe and finding angles. It's different from the first few rounds because they played full just walk-in contact on A. NRG was just seeing what 100 Thieves would do. And now, catch Will this time as well. There's an early dart, so right off the bat, they'll just wait the 45 to get that back, and we might see them, NRG, make another move.
Some util early to prevent that forward push from 100 Thieves at the beginning of the round. They could get a spike plant right now and also activate an orb and an ult for Ethan. That's the plan right now. Pushing in towards the wall in the back. Once again, another plant going in for the rope side. But the thing is, we've seen this on his pistol before. And that wall is up, and that wall's still alive for Bang. Still very doable here for 100 Thieves. Stellar trying to fight for his life towards the back of the site. Also doing the same. And now they lose the res onto 100 Thieves' side, so that's not going to help Stellar as he falls from Tex. And the wall gets broken up. Derek fighting through. Nice little kill through the smoke because of his recon. And through that smoke, speaking of which, the toxic screen. Some greets Bang and drops him down. Derek on a 3 versus 1, not doable right here. An ult that comes out for the first time and gets the last kill into the round. We have a tied game 6-6 as we take a break now between these two teams. The second half of Icebox between 100 Thieves and NRG. It's been impressive and interesting for what we've seen so far in this battle on the control of the map for both of these teams.
It started off with 100 Thieves on a tear, right? We said NRG was making it to sites. 100 Thieves was able to just kill the post plants. And NRG continues their half-buy game, right? We saw Sam on classic low armor with other people having Vandal's armor in situations. So they were able to build that econ back up and fight back. Now at a 6-6, like you said, Vance, it looks like they want to hit B pretty hard here. Turrets behind them for a bit of safety.
Even for NRG, look at it. They had Sam going up towards L already, up towards Belt. Satchel charges inside the site, though, for 100 Thieves. The site is open just for a bit. Battle now ensues on the top of the bridge side as Bang gets spotted by Ethan and is forced to fall back. You still have another player that's low in HP, so you have Asuna swinging out for that heal, and that was Will towards that back side. He hears the footsteps closing in towards the back spawn side, and that's two players that's about to swing. Nice start from the back in support, though, allowing Will to get these kills, but Psalm answers back with 2 headshot classics of his own. Now, Recon Dart back towards Yellow. He gets picked off. Delay with the nanoswarms from Stellar. A smoke coming out from Psalm. So we're going to have 100 Thieves pushing forward here. As same thing for Tex. Now a double swing towards Yellow. It's still going back and forth. And Psalm now has to clutch. Picking up the Sheriff. Split in the last 2. But Derek gets the kill. And 100 Thieves gets the pistol.
100 Thieves just playing whack-a-mole. Popping out. Hiding. Popping out. Drawing NRG closer and closer. Each team having, NRG tried to answer with smoke utility. You saw the Derek's darts coming out and the rest of the utility to find through the smokes. And as we said, the whack-a-mole, 100 Thieves just kind of tucking themselves into some tight corners and defending the pressure. First round there for 100 Thieves. They get both pistols here to start on the first map. Will they be able to continue throughout? Pushing up for Zay just to start on this one. And a little bit of mid-pressure from NRG. They do want to control some pace on this second round. Sheriff for Sam. Hunter for Hex.
There a dink here through a box as Derek is down at 8 HP. Thankfully, we still have a stage though for Asuna. That's the turret that's playing the 6-man into the server right now for 100 Thieves to launch that. So that Tex cannot push as much or as far as he wants to. Aldro going out towards the B site, and look at that rotate from NRG. Couple of players moving outside of the A site, opening it up for 3 players getting ready to get into the site for 100 Thieves.
What a nice pull. Asuna just over. He feels at home on the ropes. He goes real quick. Derek to get that frag with the Sheriff as they come across Vansili.
And even continuing his run in the back of the site, just sprinting through. Psalm gets dropped. EU and Hayes on their lonesome outside towards screens. Plant still in a safe spot here for some pulse plant utility should it be needed. And now that they have Spectres and Sheriffs to work with, gonna be easier for 100 Thieves to hold the pulse plant technically.
This round was so neat. I can't wait to talk about it. If I start now,
you got all the time.
Then it's gonna. Okay, I'm gonna go now. So the turret was in mid. The fact that the turret saw somebody and was active, I think, baited energy into rotating even more when they heard the drone go B. Because you know KJ has to be in range, and why isn't she in range with the team who's droning? So you have that B rotation. As soon as the drone goes off, energy's hitting. Or I'm sorry, 100 Thieves is hitting on A. Really nice pull over to the B side there that got energy to move. Energy's going to go ahead and go down to get a little bit more cash in the bank. But just overall, I think the turret actually seeing somebody there and the fact that it was still active really helped 100 Thieves to sell everything.
Yeah, really helping out 100 Thieves in their slower plays, the slower defaults as well to see how NRG is going to try to push forward early into the rounds, especially when they're on an eco, of course, right? And
yeah. A little turret headshot, too. It's doing work. doing work. What do they have this round? Spectres on the side of 100 Thieves. They'll still look to get a Guardian or so in their buy. A lot of credits for them, so they're looking to get some buys in also that help continue a streak. But NRG looking to get some more rounds for themselves here. Can they get the bonus in their favor?
Joys of having also a raise on this map. The way that LG's kind of done it for a bit too, to use that boombot to clear out the front of the A nest instead of using the Algol early. And speaking of which, it's quick right now for 100 Thieves pushing inside the A site. Being held back by Ethan though on the top of the A tower. Spike is also down on top of 410 in a dangerous spot for 100 Thieves to try to get the Spike back in their favor. As this wall comes down, you'll start playing for contact for 100 Thieves. Bang the forward position.
Poison's off.
Recon dart on the left side of the map. As NRG are just looking to play contact once they hear the spike going down, because they still have the shock dart and snake bites to work with. And there you go. Comes towards that ground. Ouch. There's that snake bite, shock dart combo, and a swing coming out from EU. A little bit over aggressive, and it gets denied by Will and Bang as well. Spike now planted on a 2 versus 2 somehow. As at least that stops the bleeding. Ethan, a 4K into the round, a defuse on top of that, and he's going to have a 1 point away of getting a res.
Ethan's feeling it.
And Tex is also just tap dancing to the beat of
the spike dance.
For you, am I correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Ken's fancy feet the other day. Tex there showing us a little tap. 8-7 is NRG. Stop the bleeding here. They are able to grab the bonus away from 100 Thieves. Nicely taken back as well. They couldn't really give too much control, or I say respect, to the Spectres, right? They have to get in there and close the distance with the Vandals, even if it's going to be tough, and NRG did just that. A little bit of a mid push here. Follow up on a drone we might have. As NRG looks to set up maybe a block towards mid, rather. Yep.
Try not to use it yet.
Yeah, interesting.
Too much pressure here for 100 Thieves as they're all booked up here towards this B side. Trying to look for orb control potentially as well for Asuna. An orb and a plant gets him a res. Pain shells to try to push Tex away, but at least it breaks his running. This is a big one. Oh my god, that was sick. The Will gets 2, opens up the site. Here comes the plant, and good luck for NRG for the retake.
Yeah, quick click Will there. Oh my word. What a fast reaction time on the second shot. He was ready for it, and they will be able to set up a great post plant here, even with some far flank control. NRG with 3. Possibility is slim, but the possibility is there.
Still have a drone. As we tap the spike here, gonna see if they could actually waste utility on the other end, and you saw those 2 shock darts coming out from Derek. Recon dart available now. 400 Thieves as well, if they hear a second tap, but Asuna is already in a forward position, pushed up here towards Orange. Easy kill now onto EU, as now he could call it out for his team. They're actually saving their weapons. And that's going to be a round for the Thieves on the attacker side.
A little flawless, too. Squeaking that in there.
Yeah.
Nicely done by them. Is that was a back and forth, right? They lose their bonus. They come back and say, well, not so much. We don't like that. They get a really nice round for themselves. And we'll see the buy here from NRG. Let's see how they kind of sort this out. That's a first round loss, so they're coming in with another 1,900, right? Their money gets pretty hard reset. They lose again, they'll get 24. You lose a third time, you get 29. So they're always keeping that in mind of what to buy and how to do it. So if you just look, Tex will have, if they lose, 3,400 next round with this full buy. So, see what they can do. NRG looking to get back to that tie score and take the lead.
Yeah, in this mixed buy, going for a Vandal in the hands of Tex. The story of the first blood continues. That it's all been in favor of 100 Thieves in this second half. And Sam is looking to end that streak by looking out towards the A-side push. A double swing, but it's still going to be 100 Thieves with the first blood this round. A 4 versus 4. A forced TP away from Texas. Hayes is also holding in the back of the site. A res comes out on the A side at least, and Tex continues to hold his ground on B. Plan at least comes down for 100 Thieves. And we've made it back to safety at least. Bill pushing forward towards danger in a dangerous spot. Eats a paranoia as that gives the assist onto Sam. Tex with that blood.
Last player standing.
Whew. This guy's on fire. This
Yeah.
guy is feeling it. Stellar now
there.
waiting for the orb to come down. Waiting for the first battle. Nice nano swarm, but that's going to also force a triple swing. He's going to be able to make it expensive at least. But NRG still get the round in their favor.
Buy for the bye-bye. Buy. Just keep buying. Just keep digging into the pockets. You're going to get it. Oh, my gosh. They pull out another round with that. Some people not on full buys. Once again, NRG figuring out how to play confident with any amount of cash in their hand. And really, like you said, a nice retake. Tex coming in, clearing out 3 right away. And then they're able to swarm the last one of Stellar. NRG's... This confidence means their retakes can be slow and methodical, just like we saw. They didn't have to swarm 100 Thieves with too much utility there. And we saw 100 Thieves kind of playing that hide-and-seek game to win multiple post plants last time in the game. Not that time. NRG seeks him out nicely. A little pressure to start here at B for 100 Thieves. It looks like A is going to be played by the side of Bang. He'll just hang out on flank.
Now you'll finally have those layers to try to get the B site. You saw that recon. Then we also had now the wall getting ready to move up. Nice little battle there on the A side. There's Fury with the showstopper. Space cleared. Battle from Will in the back end. It's a little bit rough there, but Derek still manages to save him.
The alley-oop. He's like, I can't shoot this guy. Hit him with your ult. Oh my gosh. The fast flick as well to get over there and make sure he can hit A.
Unlucky. Will continues to be a thorn in the sides of 100 Thieves. Playing the close angle again. He loves this spot so far on this map, and that allows him to get a kill, leaving also EU and Tex on their lonesome.
Yeah.
Op's not going to do much too.
Vans, the back and forth makes them. This really tests NRG's money game. Because if you're going through getting money, having 3,000 for a win, knocked back down to 1,900 after you're trying to buy full, you better have a good accountant. You better be able to figure out how to do that. 100 Thieves pull another one in their favor, making it that much more difficult for NRG to set up anything consistent and get some momentum going. This game this map of Icebox continuously goes to the post plants and these struggle fights of getting closer and closer to each other just to squeeze out the right fight. And we're seeing it go in both teams' favor. 100 Thieves get 2 there, or get another one for themselves, I should say.
You still see, though, you're talking about the accountants for NRG. They're the ones that really put this on the radar, and now the conversation goes about into this round. Sam buying a rifle for EU buying a Bulldog for Ethan, so they have mustered up a good buy into this round here for NRGs on the defense. They're trying to change the pace a little bit. A wall early into B long, so we could play a little bit of information if somebody breaks it down, but as it stays quiet, see now NRG leading a lot of defensive players on this A site. Where all of 100 Thieves are. Whew. Surprise, Tex, but Sam's there for the trade. Paranoia try to fall back. A res coming out of Derek, so still a player advantage for 100 Thieves. They're not committed yet into this site.
That's NRG looking on 1. 100 Thieves setting up. They're actually setting up quite a bit. You see the turret still active in mid as we turn around and get an eye on that. So still have quite a bit of coverage so they can focus forward onto the A site. 1 shot on that bolt. It's Sam answers with the 2nd kill of the round.
I just wants to keep pushing forward, but Derek trades it back here onto the A side. A Viper's Pit out as Will gets the kill onto Sam. EU trying to walk in, but there's a wall blocking his view, and as he looks for trying to get up on the boxes, that's an easy kill for Derek all the way back towards the A nest. Unlucky, as now Ethan, well, he's just going to hang out and stay towards that B side, and 100 Thieves now are going to be up at 11 on this second half.
It ain't easy being green. That's what they say. gets stuck with a double wall right on the edge of the Viper's pit there as he tried to hop up in a crouch. And it is just the hide. Ethan does, like you said, try to save the Bulldog. 100 Thieves begin to string a few together. And the hunt will not be for Ethan, so he saves for now. There were some. This is going to be the 2400 now. So I think, looking at Tex, or he was at maybe 2800 for this buy. Right, they're pretty low. We'll see if NRG tries to squeak through another one as 100 Thieves take round 11 here on Icebox as we get our first map of this series quite underway.
I'm going to give a shout out as well to, again, our stats people working behind the scenes, talking about everything that's going around here. For the first Bloods still in favor of 100 Thieves throughout this whole half. That's courteous space. But also, if you're following Weltis over on the Twitter sphere, he's told us a little bit of a storyline for 100 Thieves and NRG, where 100 Thieves finds a lot of their successes really into some methodical executions to get the spike down and win and convert these post-plant positions. And which is why I'm looking at this NRG playstyle, having Som pushing forward, having Tex pushing forward, trying to get these first Bloods back in their advantage to actually not allow 100 Thieves to have the full 5-man squad, the full utility on the execution. So the plan is there. It's a high risk that they have to play, but it's still 100 Thieves that are so good on these first duels in the second half.
Right, Sam got 2 there. So it's a great description of what he's trying to do. The rest of the team is really trying to formulate against taking apart that attack from 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, that was more of a death ball from them. So any trade that did start to happen, it seemed, was just then returned. Like you said, returned. The trades, even with the trouble NRG's trying to put up in defense at that A site. This is NRG's pick of Icebox. Feeling comfortable to come in onto this one. And we see 100 Thieves bringing out that Killjoy and the Raze for this composition now. And it seems to be able to put up a pretty good offense as well as defense.
Yeah, Ethan, you're not getting this orb. And Som again, as he's playing it by himself on the A side, lots of members towards this B side as well. But at least Tex answers back, so first blood that always comes in for 100 Thieves always gets answered back by NRG. Seems to be that storyline, and now we're going for a high risk through the toxic screen that gets denied by Will, and that's even lesser weapons for NRG for this retake. I mean, they have a Marshal to work with, but they're just going to try to run in and hoping that these shots land with the Sheriffs and the Marshals.
Ethan going for a really big play there. He saw 3 people. I probably regretted his decision immediately, but it has been more of a team effort, as you said, by 100 Thieves on these takes. So if he could have caught them in a line, that would have been the deal. But you're always dreaming about that. Oh, he's got 1 though.
Yeah, and 2. Now it's a 2 versus 2 somehow, and he has a Viper's Pit. So Tex has to start rushing in here to try to create a diversion. The shot dart comes in, and that's going to be it. Unlucky. Tex had to move in to not allow Derek to get that shock dart out, but it's now going to be 100 Thieves at map point.
You know, the roster might change, but the love of the plant spot doesn't for 100 Thieves.
True.
Showing us a while ago that they love the plant up there, making it a bit of a thing.
Just wanted to say how unlucky it was for Tex too, because at some point when he got that headhunter kill towards that B main side, you saw him run inside that corner, crouching for a gun. It's like, where's the gun? He had nothing to work with.
Oh, those moments. You second guess, and you're like, well, yeah,
probably falls off the map.
Up the river without a paddle. Here we go. Operator in the hands of Tex. We have not seen much op action at all, if any, on this map right now, besides the tour de force.
Oh man, it's another one of those Tex versus Will's knee, but it's Stellar that eats the bullet. So that's the Killjoy down, and EU also holding it from the top side of Long. And that's just gonna oil the plans a bit for 100 Thieves on how they wanted to execute the beginning of this round number 21.
Yeah. Makes a few of the other rounds feel like a just kidding. Like they came out fire in there. Haha, just kidding. This is where we're at. Bring it maybe to overtime now. Bang says no, not just yet. As Tex solidifies another nail in the coffin. That's closed. That one's closed. Ship it. 12-9. And NRG have the confidence to keep those rounds going this late in the game. But 9,000 credits for Will. They can start throwing the money around. They're going to have to beat down that economy of 100 Thieves to get where they want in overtime.
So it finally took Tex this round to stop the first blood spree. That was always in favor of 100 Thieves, and who better than Tex to also not only get that, but a 4K on top. So really trying to fight for the team is this shooter, who's now looking for some control down towards pipes on mid side. But 400 Thieves looking for something quick towards the A side to start, preventing again an orb to get picked up, and that also forces out a wall on the defender side.
Yeah, they're just slowing each other. They're like, prevent everything in the beginning. The rush is no rush, wait 30, right? Isn't that what you say? Now the round plays out a bit. Still, 100 Thieves in this death ball, ready to act on things. We looked at that before. This is kind of where Sam got his trades on A, but the answer's there. You can always trade off. And there goes the drone for 100 Thieves. A lot of pushing here from NRG, so they should know.
Yeah. There's no utility for 100 Thieves towards the back to watch that flank, so you're forcing a body to watch it. And Bang had a dangerous move to try to go for a jump peek. And Ethan in the back of the site, the wall bang to drop the spike planner. Oh, as Bang, though, wins that fight against Hayes. Gets a second one up to Psalm on top of that, too. So now that forces out the Hunter's Fury out of EU. We picked up the spike for 100 Thieves, and look at him booking it all the way back through mid-site to B. The Poison Orb is up, and EU is walking forward inside of it, hoping to catch somebody if the Poison Orb goes down. But look at that. Stellar's still holding it back. He wants to play the late lurk if we're able to get this plant back for the Thieves. But a Hunter's Fury on the attack. They have to commit now towards this A site. Everybody already rotated for NRG. And that battle is won by EU, who gets that second kill, but at least we get a plant now for 100 Thieves. Now again, that utility for Stellar. He has everything in the kit, but he's on the late lurk. Derek going for the bounce, just to try to see if anybody's going to push forward, as it pings out too. Electrist by orange side. First kill onto EU. We do have Ethan sticking onto the spike, but it's a combination for both players. And a turret also to spot Tex, pushing it forward all the way across the turret, but Stellar wins that fight, and 100 Thieves puts 13 on the board to win Icebox.
Oh my gosh, so many rounds of that first map were such a battle. Such an absolute battle. What a cool series to watch. NRG finding the strength to start comeback, getting that energy from their fan base, but it wasn't enough. 100 Thieves, the Death said it, you were mentioning it, Vans.
Yeah.
That execution, once they start to execute, they're all behind each other. The confidence is there, the util is there, and they do not second guess anything, and it looks really powerful when they want something.
This is a great way to start this series now. A very close first map here on Icebox that went back and forth. We're hoping for the same on the second map on Bind. Let's take a break, and then we'll present it right after this. One is John Q gets the kill. Hayes gets the second one.
And Cryo is already here. Bots, hold on. 57 health. BCJ taking the second angle.
So the frigid, my God, words are hard. Tundra goes to 100 Thieves. They steal it away from NRG. I had a way better opening there, but unfortunately I botched it. And that is just the way the cookie crumbles. I'm Golden Boy here alongside with Mimi and Dust. And look, 100 Thieves, I think like it goes without saying, like this team has just consistently been great, but to see the way that they really had to kind of dig themselves out of certain situations when NRG executed very well, but also maybe I think it's kind of safe to say that NRG oftentimes kind of put themselves in a hole when they probably didn't need to. Like this could have been an NRG win.
Yeah, I mean, it really could have. This map was incredibly close. I just think specifically in that first half, there was a few moments that really slipped away from NRG due to, again, just some kind of miscommunication, some poor executions in towards the mid round. This was one that I wanted to pull out here. That starts with NRG in a pretty good position. They're able to get this spike down on B, or not the spike down, excuse me, the Viper's pit down on B, but then Killjoy lockdown is activated, so they have to reflank back towards the A site. And at its core, nothing should be bad about that. Rotations have been pulled. Practically everyone from 100 Thieves is invested on this side of the map, but over towards A, Bang is back on this rafter, and off of contact, he's going to pop down a Viper's pit here that's going to completely stall out this team, buy time for 100 Thieves to make the rotate on over. It's one of these situations where NRG start themselves in a good position, but then the execution level works a bit away from them. They have the spike down, they have this post plant, and they even have a player set up for a mid lurk, Dust.
Yeah, they really do, but the problem is they have not been breaking this alarm bot throughout the game, and so it's constantly a factor. Not only that, but they miss an opportunity to pick up an orb for Tex to have Tour de Force and give Haste a rifle, so his flank can be more effective. And so it's just like in the details where I feel like they went missing. I think the other problem was even when they finally got their executes rolling, they get immediately ecoed the following round in round 7. So it's like they just hit too many bumps in the road early on in the first half. But listen, I'll give props where props are due. They recovered at the end of the first half. I mean, they brought that thing back to a tie game 6-6. Yeah. And in particular, even Tech showed up in this game. Like, that's something I was really kind of worried about. You know, you kind of compare what he was doing on Chamber the first couple of weeks of the groups to now, what we just saw there in Icebox. He had some pretty brilliant moments. And so I'm pretty happy with that. I just think 100 Thieves, once we switch sides, were just too strong in the attack for Energy to handle.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, we do have a comparison of Tex today versus Tex in the past, Dust, to kind of go over, because you really wanted to put a spotlight on this player, and for good reason. You're on the chamber, you're on a really vital role on this team, so there was a lot of pressure on him, and I think he performed very well.
Yeah, I think he did, right? Like, I think last stage he kind of struggled in the flex role. They try to pivot him more to being the sniper on the chamber. I feel like it started off hot, but then he had a couple of off weeks here recently, but he's picked it back up in this game, and I think that individual brilliance coming through is hopefully something they can rely on at least in the next map in the series, Mimi.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for NRG as well, they found in that first half at least quite a few opportunities to get those opening picks. I think Tex is doing a pretty good job at it. Well, it fell off a little bit more in towards the second. I think it's a turnaround that was well needed for Tex as an individual and for NRG as a whole. I was also happy with what this team is getting out of the Soman in this map. It's a role that I think a lot of people have had back and forth debate on. It's a very I don't know how that's funny. It's just
I think it's no. It's like a mixture.
It's Omen. It's Soman.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, if that makes sense. And I actually like the nickname. I think it coins pretty well. I think Som's a guy that can actually make Omen like this duelist controller hybrid. Saw him actually make a couple of big plays in the second half to try to bring it back. They just couldn't really build off of it, unfortunately. And we look on the other side of things, dude. Bang. Meanwhile, in that controller role on the Viper, the guy was just money. I just love his decision making, man. He's so patient. He's so just good at like living in the moment and not going for too much and kind of waiting for support. And I think that's brilliant to see that level of decision making already in a player that's still just kind of getting his feet underneath him and getting experience in the VCT level.
Yeah, it's been a really impressive run for Bang. I think a big part of it was I was kind of hyping up the Som on the Omen a little bit. I think that NRG had some good plays, particularly when they were attacking towards that B site. They'd put that deep Sage wall down. They'd extend deep off the Omen, teleport in towards the spawn site. Like, those are good setups that are pretty hard to play against, but 100 Thieves really quickly understand what those plays were. They were always in the right position to rotate on over, and Bang, playing as that site anchor, just did such a good job to pick up so many of those crucial defensive rounds.
I mean, even when you look at the end of that game, like that, they were boxed in on site, right? Like, they had nowhere to go, but yet, you know, through just great plays from Bang, opening up the map for them, taking out Hayes, who was trying to lurk on the flank. Like, there was clearly just a lot of good things that 100 Thieves were able to do, but it was because their players were just so on point. And that is something that NRG is going to have to be very mindful as we get ready for Bind, because this is going to be 100 Thieves' pick. They're very good on this map. We've seen Asuna pull off many a highlight reel here in the past, and you know, because he's got that flex roll, so he could do kind of whatever he wants. This is going to be very scary. The agent select's going to be coming up here in a moment, Dust, but yeah, I honestly, like, NRG have their work cut out for them. I'm not the most confident right now for them on Bind.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of just the kind of tie into the point that you were making there, Golden Boy. They just have each other's backs as well on 100thieves. Like, you saw there was one round where Will's kind of struggling to win a fight. Derek's like, don't worry, I'll bail you out this Hunter's Fury, and I'll take care of it for you. We'll clear the site. So it's just interesting stuff. But yeah, as you were saying, the K comes out. You get the Fade Neon combo out of Sam and EU, and Ethan on Breach. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Yeah, this is a pretty much all new composition for NRG.
Yes.
They are sticking to that Fade, which they played versus Xset. I thought they found some good ideas with it. The implementation maybe still had some issues, but I think you can get a lot more value out of the Fade in combination with the Neon when you have the Breach to work with as well. This team is always kind of built around Sam and enabling him to find these big moments. And we've seen a lot of players in North America, especially our great riflers, flexing on over to the Neon, finding a lot of value in that, be it Victor, be it Baby Bay. I feel like this is a good choice for Sam, and I think it's also something that might take 100thieves a bit by surprise. We know this team loves their preparation. They love kind of coming prepared with some anti-strats, and throwing a bit of a wrench in the works for NRG with this new composition is a good look.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say is, like, 100thieves actually at least learned, I think, a little bit of something about Neon against TSM on Haven, so maybe they have a little bit better of an idea on how to contain that. I do certainly think the double controller is still very viable on this map. I think 100thieves has used it to great effect so far, winning their last 3 games in a row, playing that, Brimstone Viper combination, which is pretty classic, and we just saw Will tee off on the Rays pretty darn well on Icebox, so I imagine he can carry that over, and I still favor 100thieves in this one.
All right, well, the name of the game for NRG is you got to go fast, and maybe that might work out for them. 100thieves have to try and put the brakes on them. We'll see if that works out. Of course, for NRG, this is an absolute must-win game. If they lose this, they're kaput. They're donezo here in Challengers. Let's send it back over to your casters, Rivington and Vansili on the call.
Thank you so much, and this is going to be a very fun one. Now we have NRG coming out with a composition that's, for me, coming out of Korea, going with a DRX comp with a little bit of difference instead of a Brimstone playing an Astra, but I don't know, man. NRG, the last time that they came out with something out of the woodworks, pulling out like a Yoru to help out on Haven, didn't pan out too well in their favor, Riv.
They've already brought a comp to the table we haven't seen from them here, trying something new, so they need to use it, right? You can't just play back, you can't just play regular Valorant where you're playing angles. They need to produce things with this, so I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. Okay, out of the gate, Showers is controlled, and they're going to have a rotation over to B probably pretty quick here because 100thieves is taking up residence.
Good delay at least, though, coming out from this. C's coming in from the elbow side, but jumping right click classic. Derek gets the kill, so nobody gets any damage out of that DK right after as they come back inside the side. Hayes is already on a rotation. He's only going to be able to drop one, but here comes the cavalry already inside the site for NRG as we turn things around. The advantage comes in for the defender side. Som running around here this wall, and Will is going to be able to drop one at least. Leaving Derek on his own. 28 HP, no heal, and a piss around for NRG.
Overall cleanup, right? They had to post plant, they had to retake. But seeing how quick they got info that nobody was at Showers, the fact that the rotation would be the correct move, they had to move quick, right? Because 100thieves go into this death ball scenario again. 3 people towards elbow, no chance for somebody to really be coming out of that situation alive. So they had to break through a pretty well garrisoned 100thieves. Nicely done by NRG. Good teamwork to get back in. They have a lot of just disruption utility to do it, as we see. So 100thieves is going to have to stay spread and stay aware once they are in the post plant. Moving up in Showers right now.
Yeah, exactly. Very slow here, Riv.
Spike down A.
Okay.
Speed it up a bit. Why not? Fast lane it.
It seems we're going to see this a lot, too, and when you're having this Neon in a breach in your comp, put those two together, you have some support coming out, but as Som falls down, this is where that second layer comes out. Ethan then out for a kill, but traded out by Will as he picks up a Spectre. That's a 3-on-3 right now, looking for Will to lurk in the back of the site. The timing, Derek just made it across the U-Haul. If Hayes is not paying attention here, Will could get the backstab, especially after those shots. But no, he doesn't clear Will towards that back either, so there was no luck or way for Hayes to stay alive out of that one. We TP across the site into the B site, but there's still a trademark on the ground. Can it slow it down? Yes, it will, because we went and looked too late. 2 of them jumping into the slow field. but it still gives a chance for EU and Tex to rotate back from the back of the site, already running in, but the Marshall shot misses, and one more to go. Will goes for the Ferrari peak, but at least gets the trade-off from Derek, and that's a thrifty round for 100 Thieves.
Another thrifty that got one on Icebox, which I think was right after we saw NRG kind of grabbing a bonus, looking to make a run and get back to their rounds. 100 Thieves found a thrifty. They find another one here on Bind, and it hurts even more being the second round, Van Silly. Always a few you should be able to string together. And a little bit of cross-map play, finally ending at E after all of this. Will with the trigger control. Good discipline there, and they swarm the last player. What? Stellar play. 100 Thieves looking to make a play towards showers now and get a little orb control to start once in a while.
And energy is towards short.
Oh, yeah.
Crossfire from Som and Tex. Again, trying to find the first blood with the headhunter from Tex. Forcing a TP, but there's still players and bodies there on the defender side. A stack for energy at the A site. We're still committed for 100 Thieves. Offensive coming out, and we have actually a Han on the ground as well to get some information, and that's going to be 100 Thieves letting up the board right there. Even though we got some good information coming out from EU, not good enough for any of these kills. Look at the tethers across the map. Spotted like 3 players.
What a timely pinch. That was just well orchestrated by 100 Thieves. They knew they had the upper hand. If they were just flying in, they're going to get tagged by these classic pea shooters. And Hayes makes that. He's got frozen peas for a moment, but Derek takes him down. 2-1, 100 Thieves. They'll get some nice buys coming in. We'll keep an eye on the energy money flow. They didn't actually go for too many buys there, just some sheriffs, if they did have the extra cash. And now we're into our 4th round. Rifles there.
Yeah.
It is going to be a bit low armor, though.
4th dangerous round here for energy, because now we have a showstopper that's ready here for Will, and that could be one of those ultimates that's going to foil even the economy for energy moving into the next round, even if they're working and being mathematicians of working out the economy from round to round.
Ooh. Trail, Prowler, both passing in the night. It looks like they go for the same one again, and they actually double-check E long, but it's another play towards mid, so 100 Thieves is playing a little bit more off the ball, but the teleport comes into play to bring the team together.
Back lines cleared out towards
Oh
no. Trying to clear out towards you, and he blows himself up, but Som is down to 20 HP. But the agent change that you have for energy right now, there's no Sky in here, so no heals. And at least we have 100 Thieves on the pulse plan, and that's where it gets nerdy for 100 Thieves. They have the mollies to work with from both of these agents, from the Viper and from the Brimstone. So energy has to start pushing out quick, and that's a fast lane up. Snakebite's about to come down with the debuffs too. So Asuna is in an important position that he can't lose, and just as I say that, loses it right there. Poison Orb, second one coming in as well with the Snakebite on the ground. Stellar's on his own. Clock is ticking down, and we're trying to stick it here at least. Debuff coming in. Hayes gets burnt. And out of corrosion, it's going to be 100 Thieves winning the round.
Oh. I'm going to get out my beach sheriff. That's the end of the rounds here, Van Silly. Oh, my word. 100 Thieves. Don't bring that back. Don't bring that back. It almost works out too well, though. Because, like I said, 100 Thieves really wants to get spread out once they get the post plant. You're dealing with the Fade util. You're dealing with Neon trying to throw relay boats that could go really far around the wall. You have Breach utility you're avoiding. And it works even more because they have post plant utility to fire over the wall from 100 Thieves' side. So while avoiding all of that from energy, they're still defending. Blech. Anyway, next round, round 5. Let's see. We have a bit of a play here again by Som to get the info. That's the game with Neon to start for their defensive side. And a teleport already here. Ethan.
Exactly. Sorry to cut you, Riv. It's been a lot of like Breach and Neon on the A side, not too much on B. So we'll see if we're adapt from round to round. As again, your rifles coming out as you mentioned for energy, but the TPs are going back towards the A side. The advantage of having that Neon is the fast rotate too with the high gear, but it's just really Ethan sticking up to Som, and we're going for a pixel plant. There's a gap in the left side of the wall. Tex might take advantage of that, but it's going to be Bang waiting for that, aiming for that kill, and gets it.
Patient. In and out, Som's going to look to maybe get behind enemy lines. No, it's all from the front. Alt line first, Som second.
Not going to work out.
That's a tough attempt.
Like that. Oh man, that was a clean hold. Prime
Yeah.
Gaming Flawless, 2 HP left for Stellar, but that's 100 Thieves once again converting a post plant.
Wonder what they had from back there. Everybody's in showers, but there's a lot of ways to get mollies over that, so. Even more in store for NRG, seeing a definitive second style post-plant defense in A. Last one was scattered. This almost seems like a full shower with your flank lurker on mid, so. A little bit of variety here as 100 Thieves bring it to 4-1. We saw this happen. NRG was really able to come back within the first half of Icebox and find their footing here, possibly as Tex on the tour de force and NRG back on buys.
Really are staying very quiet right now for 100 Thieves. Look how far back they are too. Just maybe anticipating a hunt coming down. Some concussions coming in from long B side, and Tex continues to inch his way forward. About to be a little bit too far up where he loses the TP opportunity. Clears out at least towards Sands, but that could be misinformation. After those paint shells, though, Tex just holds out the angle. If 100 Thieves decide to fall back towards long B, you're definitely going to see some shots. There you go. But the execution still comes in for 100 Thieves inside that site. You saw that orbital strike coming down. He tried to clear towards Octagon, but the op shot misses. He's back towards Elbow. That was a dangerous TP to take. But he's able to salvage and stay alive at least for a bit. A rolling thunder for the retake. Oh, we have the slide in from Som. The spike is now down. And also Will gets a kill while he's stunned, but he gets traded out by Ethan. Stellar's going to be on his own Cosmic Divide, blocking his view. Half HP at least on Ethan. He swings out. Not really checking it yet. We're forcing out at least one to peek out, and the wall bang for Hayes for the trade at least. And that's a great hole for NRG in the end.
Incredibly important round for NRG. They come back with powerful utility. If they weren't able to grab that with their util, they rethink and say, okay, how do we break this composition of 100 Thieves? Because they have been playing so distant. NRG catches them in a trap there. So we see what NRG wants to do with this comp. That was a devastating retake on 100 Thieves, and we're going to be into this next round. Buy up some light armor just for Hazed here because they're looking just for going down, not trying to really mix anything up. But a gun round for 100 Thieves as well. And NRG get themselves another round. Switching up a bit of how they're playing Neon's pressure. Looks like Som stays back this time.
Didn't take economy, but 4 ults for NRG to win that previous round. And thankfully, at least from Ethan, after using his, gets a couple of kills, fuse, building back the ult orbs as well. Rebuild another Rolling Thunder to fuse for the team.
Okay.
A bit of a push going in, battle with smokes. Not really working out as we got a res coming out for 100 Thieves, and it's not working out for NRG, that is. Because now that Viper spits out, the Seeker is out. It's time for 100 Thieves to pull out their ultimates, and they'll get a safe plant.
They run the same strat without Brimstone alting Garden this time. So they're right in through Hookah into the site, and now NRG will see what they can do without that Rolling Thunder. They're getting into position. Super slow movement. They're seeing if 100 Thieves will make a move or at least peek a shoulder.
Not really in a great spot to retake this site here. If they were able to get a couple of kills early in the last, 5 seconds, maybe doable. But now you see that window of opportunity has closed, especially you're trying to retake with an operator. No mistakes for 100 Thieves.
It's a good point.
Any overextensions, so we're just trying to hunt him down. Not allowing NRG to save their weapons. But it's going to be the other way around. Sorry, 100 Thieves not saving any weapons, but at least gets them around.
Yeah. Let's see what their cash looks like next time. Oh, it's okay. They're fine. 5-2 there. NRG still able to swap a few over, helping them possibly flex into that way that they love to buy, keeping it low, keeping it strong. And it is going to be a Spectre for Hayes. I mean, usually we see the controller go light since they are on the back line anyways. Give the firepower to the front line. The operator's still there for Tex, and it's going to be fully towards A. NRG has been prowling out towards B to start these rounds and figure a lot out. They have a lot of hookah play here, conditioning maybe from the last 2 rounds of 100 Thieves. That Fade's going to be rotating right away as Tex sees some outside shower.
Just trying to count down all these bullets, try to have a timing on a kill onto Tex, using all utility possible, and third time is not a charm for 100 Thieves. Tex manages to get away, and Som also, meanwhile, managed to get first blood on the crossfire setup.
The shots do not seem to be ringing in for him today, Vance. He's had quite a few that we usually see him hopping over. The push into the sight. Som's there, good for 1.
Down A.
So plan at least doesn't work out for Derek, but it might be doable as Asuna picks it up. Is also perked up a guided light that's available. But after that, everybody's already rotated for energy and the wall's been broken. You have a rotate and a flank coming out from Hayes. He might have an advantage here to get a huge backstab onto Stellar.
Nice movement. Slowly through the cave area. It looks like they might want to push into site now, so this is just going to be a game of cat and mouse, fans.
While Hayes is still holding back, we do have Stellar pushing forward with the rest of 100 Thieves, and they're fighting for this site. They're looking for the plant as well. And another headshot coming in from Bang onto Ethan. Easy EU's just dancing around the brimstone smokes. It dissipates. Spike has now been planted. Hayes is on the flank. Easy kill coming in towards bench. Oh no, I jinxed it. As Asuna stays alive, but EU to get two gets traded out by that Stellar player at the short side of A. And 100 Thieves, well, guess what? Another post plant one.
Yeah, another post plant there. I feel like we're getting the Icebox story, though, right? We see NRG get into these battle rounds where it's back and forth. It slows down a little bit, even with the spike down, and then speeds up again. And that's how we saw NRG coming back on Icebox. 100 Thieves continue their lead here. They're the ones grabbing the rounds as we see them able to get positioning, still having U-Haul controlled by Stellar. And that was the slow take by Stellar, right? We were calling out what was happening, coming around with Hazed, with Stellar, and it was just off that timing. Stellar was able to make it in U-Haul, and it paid off for 100 Thieves. NRG are going to go for the timeout. They have so much utility to use on this team, right? I feel like almost backing up, and then, well, can they back up, right? Because if 100 Thieves has time to get out of the site, they post-plant when they can get on A. We haven't really seen them execute that too much at B just yet, but maybe they do have the post-plants. It is still available. And NRG's discussing of how to now get around this. Do we attack them? Do we keep people in sight? Do we absorb what they throw at us and then go at them with 5 on the post plant? Like we've heard people talk about, that might be the style to play. It's all about what they're feeling here. NRG did start to come back, like I said, on Icebox in that first half. Then they repeat history right now. It's a low buy to make it happen.
How much value he can get out of the Tex, and it looks to be a crunch towards Sands. The TP's coming out. And it's just going to be Tex on his own. So he could TP back towards the A site. Not going to work out. Not going to spot anybody. And as they pull back, that was all a ruse for 100 Thieves. They're walking back up towards Hookah, and there's only Hayes to hold it.
Okay, he gets in this light position here and getting himself into Cubby. Hazed with the... I thought that was operator for a second with the skin, but it's just the Marshall looking down at his econ buy. Oh, just a miss. A little bit of damage on Bang, but 100 Thieves are going to own B for now.
Yeah, not easy when you're just having a sneak by at your feet.
Yeah.
Plant coming in now for 100 Thieves. Retake making it a little bit harder for NRG. But again, they have a Vandal to work with, and that's X on a very slow lurk back towards Sands. This can mean everything for NRG right now if the X can win this battle on Sands. He's going to get it, but that's not going to be a weapon that's going to be able to get picked up by NRG. As they're going for the fast lane and an aftershock towards Octagon. Tex, meanwhile, has fallen down on that flank watch from 100 Thieves.
Still Molly?
Yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. We're not going to see NRG being able to win this one, surely. As the Molly actually misses the spike, too. Takes up the Marshall. There you go. Asuna gets the kill, and that's 7-2 for 100 Thieves. But, again, a lower buy that you have for NRG. A little bit of hope there as they are still able to manage to get 3 kills out of that.
So interesting the way that 100 Thieves is making these rounds work. Like at the end there, it's basically imperative that Hazed is dead. If Hazed isn't dead, I mean, they're not like searching for him, but in this situation, you smoke out long B and all of the members of 100 Thieves are smoked and they have to pressure out, right? That could have been the situation. 100 Thieves is just kind of sticking together. This teamwork that they're compiling seems to keep being able to trade one after the other and come out on top of these situations. We go back to a bit of B play. We'll see how everything happens here. Post-plant, pre-plant, and NRG have taken up a little bit of shop in Hookah once again for this round.
Yeah, and Hookah, at least this time, is being held by Som. They're trying to answer back somehow by having him play in that site. He does have the overdrive to work with and support from EU. Showstopper to come out, connects on the feet of Ethan, and somehow, while he's stunned, still gets that frag onto Som. This guy is insane.
Teleport Showstopper just shut down? Or Teleport Rolling Thunder, sorry? That's incredible. They literally turned around on that like it was their own play. 100 Thieves just on top of it right now, even with the hard counter this round from NRG, when NRG thought they read the play. This one's going to fizzle out as it's a save for NRG. 100 Thieves. That's kind of absurd that they're able to react that fast in the moment, especially when the entire team knows the pressure play is being made and a rolling thunder is milliseconds from hitting their feet.
And of course, with that, you're saving your weapons for the last two players of NRG, trying to get your economy back. And I don't know, man. I still think, honestly, that NRG might have a chance once they're able to switch sides. It's definitely hard to get some.
You have to look at that comp,
yeah. You could actually, like, with the retakes, with the composition that you have, overwhelm your opponents a lot. But when you're losing Ethan a little bit too early in these rounds, or Som a little bit too early in these rounds, that's a lot of stuns that's missing for this retakes when you're going to get information from EU's utility. But on the attacker side, this is still a very good comp that could overwhelm your opponents. So I'm really looking forward to that second half, because so far it's really looking one-sided for the Thieves.
Oh my gosh, that take, that hit. Pretty incredible stuff.
Together.
All right. The NRG taking a breather now, Vance. Really trying to get themselves positioned. And maybe it's more like an adrenaline shot. No breather. Som forward. What can he produce here?
Tried to do a
the
trap
TP
play
again?
towards the A side. Yeah,
Perfect.
This time at least it works out for Ethan. So Will falls Prowler to get information on the Stellar. And you still have this flank coming in from Som, but unfortunately, the overdrive has been cooled down. He has a ghost to go for the flank, as 4 players now for the Thieves are pushing in from Octagon. A smoke coming out towards the window of the hookah. But Hayes is in a very tight oh my god, he just gets wallbanged. But the Nightfall at least comes out for EU. Som's on that flank, Tex for support. And there you go. You wanted those concuss. You need him to stay alive, but they're still landing these shots. EU jumping outside the window to save the day. And that's now 8-3 in favor of the Thieves, and a much-needed round coming out of NRG.
Van Silly, it was about the speed. They have to be turbo. It's lightning. Oh my gosh. 100 Thieves finally don't get the spike down because they get dismantled before that happens. You mentioned it on Icebox, where Som would try to take out a few, destroy that execution capability of 100 Thieves as a team, where they all go in. As we've heard and seen, they love to do there. NRG do a really nice job to pick it apart. Never too little, too late. Like you said, NRG have a bit of that chance here to reorganize and have attack to themselves. Last round of the first half here, Van Silly. It looks like we're getting a bit of B pressure, but Spike leans A for 100 Thieves.
So much utility on the A side, but
EU.
He's been one of those players that's been a menace when they actually did lose their last matchup on Bind. He's been the only one that's been getting couple of kills in the frag department, and now able to come out and support his teammate and go for these trades. But now that's no smokes for retakes, no stars for concussions, no gravity wells, Hex though pushing forward, Stellar training it back. But the positions are still very good for both of these teams. Information gathered. Now it's up to Som, the last person to stand towards this A side. Just pinging out to try to find where that spike is going as the haunt gets broken. Right now for the Thieves. EU now met up with his teammate. Gonna let the Thieves get the plant. Smoke's about to dissipate off this brimstone. Just dancing for information. 3 players now hooked up towards the U-shaped hall. And also Bang walking back towards short A, but he doesn't have the molly to work with. Aftershock coming out though for the retake. And it works out for Som to get the kill. Lots of concussions going in towards the short A side of Flash. And then the anti-flash for Bang to pick out and get the kill onto Som. You have yet to get the spike defused. Now it's getting tapped. Austin with the kill and goes for that swing on that other one onto Ethan. And that's going to be the Thieves at 9 and NRG at 3. Time for a break. And when we come back, the continuation of the series. The Thieves really living up to the 100 in their name. 100% in anti-ecos, 100% also in pulse plans against NRG on this map. And now it's time for NRG to hopefully shine again with the suppressive comp that they currently have on their attacker side.
We've seen multiple times where teams will bring a composition. I mean, one of the even recent, or I wouldn't say recent ones, was just Night Sage on Ascent, right? Keeping that, once they got on defense, you saw them transform. Does NRG transform when they can get this team on attack? Already out the gate, fast lane to U-Haul.
With the flash coming out from Breach so that Som could get positioned out towards U-Haul, but the rest of NRG are moving in towards this B site. Derek's going to be first point of contact. The wall to come up. That's going to delay a lot. Thankfully, there's 3 players there for NRG that allows them to break that wall. Stellar getting the first blood onto Tex. Derek continues to push forward. Doesn't have heal, doesn't have utility. Time for him to look for information. And that now forces NRG to fall back inside this A site once again. Prowler in the lead. They're retaking U-shaped home. And Bang is there with the right clicks. Things are looking good for 100 Thieves to convert this round. As paint shells also come in. No plants yet for NRG as they're doubling up towards the back halls. It works out for the kill onto Bang. As Asuna is also trying to save it out towards the heaven side, but he loses the battle to Hayes from Showers. But after that, flank comes in for 100 Thieves. Hayes on his lonesome. But he's not going to be able to clutch it.
Van Silly! What was that? Okay, so in the beginning of that round, no more than what, 5 seconds, we were in U-Haul for NRG. At 44 seconds, they were still trying to plan, right? That's almost a full minute.
Yeah.
Here, the defense put up by 100 Thieves, stalling them, stopping them, just being at the corners, not giving up too much space, and then getting time for the rotation. NRG kind of stopped themselves in their own tracks there for a moment. Interesting. 100 Thieves with some good D there and another pistol round.
Yep. I feel like because of that round that they lost, NRG doesn't really want to pull out all stops yet in terms of the trap plays that they could do with this comp. So again, going back to the basics of relying on Tex for the first blood. Walking all the way up. The crossfire is here. Has support from Som. Forced to fall back. No TPs yet, so he could re-aggress once again. But it's still going to be Austin around the corner. Could be contact off a flash and a double swing here towards the A site. Meanwhile, the wall looking to get broken, and Ethan gets dinked through Derek's own wall.
Almost feels the wrath of the nade coming through as well. And the hold is for A. A little push towards Showers here. Oh, I thought they were going to be able to capitalize on the orb take, but Bang creeps out just enough. Oh.
Down and out.
Both trying to squeeze through.
And the gravity well just to try to block the exit, but there's still Asuna inside the site. Good for that 2K, and Bang with the support. A Prime Gaming Flawless coming out for the Thieves.
Yeah, 100 Thieves with a dominant find. After kind of showing after NRG kind of showing they were figuring out what 100 Thieves wanted to do, how they were going to work this composition of hit it and just plant when they're on a site. Once they get the defense, they seem to be able to mix it up just as much. And this time, NRG cannot find that groove. Getting close to game point here for 100 Thieves. And remember, this is a game that has a lot of pressure on NRG's shoulders to still be in challengers.
This is what I want now. This is the type of things that I was seeing here from that DRX comp. Looking for the stuns towards Octagon, then you go for this relay bolts, then you have to hunt for information. And also on top of that, because you have an Astra, you're trying to clear up more towards Octagon. And I wanted to know how 100 Thieves will retaliate to that. They retaliate with a flash after all the utility, and then they go for 2 kills themselves.
They're peeking for more, too. Can I peek? Can I heal? Good. Now let's keep pushing. Let's keep figuring stuff out. Peeking again. They're looking to actually possibly find EU. The ideas are just there. And they have now NRG on the back foot to force game. Hazed. The wisdom coming through with a quick contact peek. It's a nice frag there to start things off for NRG.
Yeah, that gives a chance for Tex potentially to come out for the Showers and support them as well as they're trying to take control of the A site. Prowler inside U, so this allows Hayes to get this backstab onto Stellar. That could be happening right now, and somehow I think that C sort of saved him.
Yeah,
so he goes backwards, he goes for the fadeaway kill with the Spectre, and Tex is on his own. A round coming in for 100 Thieves, and it's map and series point.
Oh, my word. Yeah, biting his lip.
Match
He's like,
point.
oh, that play. Thank you so much. Stellar. Squeaks out of that one. 12-3 here for 100 Thieves. We mentioned it right before that round went in. This is NRG's possible chance, right, to stay in it, to have an opportunity and find themselves fighting for maybe something else. 100 Thieves wants to snuff that out right now. Will 18-9. Bang. Everybody's having a game here. Even Derek's able to come up with a few frags for himself on the Sage, to be the battle Sage. And they've been able to shut Tex down, Vansily. Overall, Tex has not had a day. An amazing player all around, right?
Agreed.
And we've seen a lot of those rendezvous out not come with the kill it usually does. And that's unfortunate for him.
And that's the thing. I don't even think that it was bad plays coming out from Tex, because in these forward positions that Tex has been trying to do on the defender side, he didn't encounter too many players from 100 Thieves. In that round where he actually had the operator looking out towards showers, there was just so much utility on 3 players flashing, going for slow orbs, paint shells, really pushing him back and not allowing to get what he could actually do in that position. And I don't even know if the last round was actually a kill from Stellar with the C's or not, or just fadeaway mechanic movements that Stellar was doing. It just comes to show how much confidence 100 Thieves has on this very map. And a reason why they want to keep this in a rotation. When you're looking at this overall, 100 Thieves, they're starting to look like they have a really deep map pool here.
Yeah, honestly. It keeps getting better and better, if you were wondering.
Trying it again.
Cross, quick wall.
Yeah, and that's a wall to stop things for a bit. You saw that combo, as we were talking about there. The relay bolts coming in, and it's not enough of a wall to try to slow them back. And that's Som able to get the opening kill into Octagon, also pick it up on the orb for Ethan.
Yeah, that was the whole thing, right? Spike was down near Market. They wanted that fight, and that's the fight Tex is looking for. Takes down Stellar, who has had an incredible read on the flank. So it's great to get him out early in the round. NRG looking beautiful here. And it just pressures them into these moments. You can see what they talked about in that timeout, to get a gun, slow it down, and play the extremities.
Big battle here, potentially towards short A as well. If we get this kill from Tex into Osno, or even they hear this rotate, it's a fake rotate. He thunderfoots so that he could go back into the A site, and that forces a TP, so that allows the rest of 100 Thieves to rotate across, but unfortunately, still doesn't clear U. And then that's going to be EU with the teleportation right after to support the rest of the team. Tex pushing towards spawn side. This is a round coming in for NRG. A 5 versus 1 for Bang. He's already pulling back towards spawn side, at least to start.
There it is, the reverse caster curse. That's how it's supposed to happen. Pushing around. They should be able to smell blood in the water here. EU has a great look on it. He'll go down, though. Bang's still going to do some damage and hurt that econ. Great round by NRG. Obviously much needed. Keeps them in the game, but we do see them controlling the pace of this round from the get-go, right? They tried to deploy this last round by having a bunch go B, and they met 2 players of 100 Thieves. So considering that somebody would be, again, in B main, head to that spot, try to get the frag once again. They replay that condition play from 100 Thieves, and they come out on top this time. So great timeout by NRG. It pays off. They keep themselves alive in this series. Still game point, 100 Thieves.
Just before we got to the replays, I just saw the infinite amount of pings that came out that were dotted blue on the Octagon side, just explaining what's been going on. So I don't know if 100 Thieves actually have practiced that or practiced against that or have seen that comp coming out here that are fellows over in Korea doing. So we're trying to readapt on the fly. And as we go on the fly, that's how we do it, at least on the shower side. How does that work, man? Snake bite on the ground combination, 2 kills already coming in for Stellar.
Incredible. As well as thinking, okay, that was a B hit. 100 Thieves feels like it might be the showers hit. So they commit a bunch of utility there. Incredible thought process that they're going through here to try to read what NRG is doing. Still, the possibility for NRG, 3v5 is a tough one. And look at these crossfires already. No real entry left for NRG to get into the site.
Exactly. So they have to force group themselves into the sites, especially with the Viper's Pit on shower. It's very hard to do. Seeker's coming out for information after a fault line. Will's just going to follow it. They know that Tex is inside that corner, and Tex actually doesn't have a rendezvous. So he's in a tough spot, but Tex could definitely get it done with this tool de force. Moonbot goes towards the TP in case they hurt the rotate back into Sands. But this is going to be one of those kill noise 3 hit
30 seconds
aftershock coming out. Asuna dodging all of that, so he's in a great
One
spot to get the
enemy
last
remaining.
potentially 3 kills.
Down A.
1 more to go, and that's it. 3
Defenders
individual kills for Stellar. Will and Asuna to win that round, win the series for 100 Thieves. Man, that was a dominating performance.